Hello mini fans and welcome back to Blake's Den. So this is my 1989 designer special edition. It's a while since I've done a video on this, so I'll just remind you where we got to. I was fitting this rear wheel arch, brand new heritage wheel arch. I've spent a bit of time off camera just fettling this to get the fit right. So I'm really happy with the fit around the lip, really happy with the fit down the bottom. If we look in the boot, really happy with the gaps along there and in the proximity of those brackets. I did have to undo a little bit of a repair I did there, but yeah, we can make that work. That's fine. And then if we look down from here as well, so we've got a fairly good fit along there and a fairly good fit down there. That's a new repair panel I put in, a little patch I made, which I did off camera because it wasn't particularly exciting. So I've been putting off doing this because it's quite a lot of welding involved. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to break it down into a list of smaller tasks to do before I tackle the job. Also, I wanted to say thanks to everybody who subscribed and commented on the videos and has liked the videos. And also the people who follow me on Instagram too. So I really appreciate the input. I really appreciate you guys following me. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, then why not? It's free to do. All you got to do is press the subscribe button below and press a little bell notification. And yeah, it doesn't cost you anything and you'll get notified of all the latest videos. So I've decided to make use of the Product Designer notice board, which is actually a bonnet off an MGB. And I've listed all the areas where I need to weld. Probably won't make any sense to you, but it will make sense as we go through it. So from the wheel arch side, the top lip and the bottom lip. From within the boot, the trailing edge, the subframe bracket, 2 welds there in the rear bracket. And then inside the car, the seat base, seat back, companion box side and companion box inner. So what do we mean by all of that? Well, if we just took the boot, for example, so that is the trailing edge along there. I need to weld this bracket on here with a stitch. Some welds there, and also the bracket at the back as well. Now luckily I've got the other side for reference for how the weld should be, so it's quite useful to have. So my next job is I'm going to just go around and mark with the screwdriver all the areas where sort of the panel meets the body, so pretty much just score that along there. A bit like that. And the reason why is I need to then take this out. I need to strip all the paint off it to just above this line here. Actually no, I don't for that one. I can strip it at the line and then I'll put weld through primer on and then I can then do the plug welds from the other side. But I need to work out where the paint needs to come off and where the paint doesn't have to come off. For example, around here, if we look at this bracket here, on the other side, so hopefully you can see that, it has a stitch weld along here, and I'm not sure what's got down there. It could be a couple of like spot welds or plug welds, so I basically need to do the same over here as well. So stitch it down there, we'll hammer that over a bit more, we'll punch some holes in there and do that. So it's going to be quite a long job, but I need to go around and mark everything up and then I can take it off the car, clean it all up and get it ready for welding. So with that removed from the car, you can sort of see the edges I've marked up. So that's the bottom edge where we will plug weld it onto the car. And what have we got around here? That's the seat base, that's the seat back, which goes up there. I'm not sure what that is. I think it could just be a scratch. Yeah, along that edge as well. So now just strip the paint off with the stripping disc on the grinder, a bit like one of those. And then we also need to do the same for corresponding surfaces on the car as well. So that's all those edges cleaned up. So top and bottom on that lip. that edge along there, both sides, and various bits on the back. Now I'll dust those with weld-free primer. I use this stuff, it's from Screwfix, galvanizing primer. Seems to work absolutely fine. It says it's spot weldable. I also need to clean, I have cleaned up the bits in the car and need to put some primer on those as well. For some of the more difficult areas, I ended up using my trusty old Dremel from Woolworths. About £5 it was about 15 years ago. Yeah, that sort of did the job. Right, throw a bit of paint on, and then whilst that's drying, I'll work out where I need some holes for plug welds. So that's the primer applied. Whilst it's drying, I've just marked out along the lip here. Don't know if you can see it. So that's 1 inch separation. I've just used this scribe. 25mm, and that's for the plug welds, which will go along this edge onto the outer lip here. So I've got a punch which does that for me. So that's an example of what it does. So you just push it between the gap and does its thing. So I'll put those in. I've also marked along the bottom the same 25mm spacing for plug welds to go against the bodywork. I'm not sure whether to do 50mm along the bottom or 50mm along the top. I'm not sure. It's easier to have more holes and not use them, and you can sort of fill them afterwards, than doing them, not having enough holes and having to drill them afterwards, because it's going to be hard to do. So yeah, I think I'll do my 25 actually, but I'll probably just avoid that one. So I won't do that one, won't do that one. I'll do 2 either side. Similarly round here. I've also punched a couple of holes in that bracket over there. There's a couple more bits I just need to punch in as well, and be ready to put this back in the car. Right, that's back in and clamped in place. Took a few attempts to get it back in the right place, but I'm fairly happy with that. It's probably worth commenting about how you fit one of these. I found it more complicated than the wing actually, or the front end. Basically, if you imagine 3 axes, so yeah, like that. So you've got an axis along the car, a vertical axis, and axis across the car. So there's a bit of play as to where you position it that way. Some play that way, and some play that way. So you need to get that right. But then you've also got rotation about those axes. So it can rotate that way, can rotate that way, or can rotate that way. So like 6 degrees of freedom. But I think I've got it where it needs to be. It's a bit of a compromise. It's not a perfect fit, but I think it's the best it's going to be. I mean, the gaps are pretty minimal. I mean, that all gets seam sealed anyway, and it'll be welded from below. So, right, what I'm going to do then, I'm not going to weld a single area first. I'm going to probably get some welds on at the back there, some welds on at the front here, a couple of the spot welds and a couple of the spot welds, sort of both edges. Maybe there's one inside as well, and then we'll just take it slowly. We'll see how it looks. Be 100% happy with the alignment and the fit, and then we'll tackle the list of jobs to do. Oh, and just one more thing I've done. I've just checked the position of that top mount, the shock mount, relative to the back and relative to the side, and it seems to match the one over there. So I don't think that's too critical, because all it defines is the top mount of the shock absorber, so it's not going to affect the suspension kinematics too much. But you want it right anyway, don't you? So right, okay, let's fire up the welder. So that's the first bits of welding done at the back. Not too bad actually, a bit messy, but quite awkward to do. You've got to very much contort yourself. Couple of spot welds along there of mixed quality. I need to get some more done, and then also as well a little bit of welding done in there. Haven't been able to do too much on the inside because basically I've got to get in the car and I'm not prepared to do that with it on the stand alone, so I need to drop it onto the axle stands. So because I'm happy with how everything's going, I think I'm going to put a load more clamps around here, and then we'll basically weld all of that, and then we'll do the inside. Stop for a quick break there, but that's all the plug welds around the lip and on the back, so we're getting through all those things on the list. Next job I want to do is on the inside. So I did a couple of tacks before, but yeah, I need to get in there to weld that in. And a little while later, well actually quite a long while later, I think it's done. So you can see all the welds up there, you can see where I've welded on the inside and have that heat penetration coming through along that edge as well. So that's all looking good. On the inside, a little bit messy, particularly up there. I had some problems making it fit, but it's all done now. There's still a little bit of a gap down there, but I can sort that out. I know what I need to do there. And then in the boot, it's all there. And the main thing is a solid. Well, I've actually hit it with a hammer and it hasn't gone anywhere. So, sounds like a win to me. So, I'm going to leave that there. There's still a few jobs left to do. I need to paint it all. I need to seam seal it all. I need to tidy up that edge where I had folded over the metal when I made a repair panel. So, I'm going to end this video for now and I'll do that in the next video. So thank you all for watching. Thank you for liking, subscribing and commenting. Please like and subscribe and comment to this video. I really appreciate that feedback from everyone, that interaction. Well over 430 subscribers now, which is just absolutely amazing. So thank you very much to all. Well, Kevin, stay tuned for the next video and I'll see you guys then. Bye for now.